Okay guys, welcome back to another video on our channel, and today we are taking a look at the Striker in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Not the Striker 9, but the regular Striker, as this recently actually got a big damage buff in the recent Season 3 Reloaded update, making it one of the stronger SMGs within the game. So I'm really interested to see what sort of damage this gun is going to do in that Tier 3 and the new Dark Aether zone. As you can see in Tier 1, it's going to melt through zombies, but we're not interested in what the gun can do in Tier 1. We know all the guns are pretty viable in Tier 1, you know, you don't really need to test anything here. So we can jump straight into Tier 2 zone and see what we can do there. So here are some Tier 2 zombies. Let's see what sort of damage we can do to the Tier 2 zombies without any upgrades to the gun. And you know what? It feels pretty strong so far. Of course, the problem is we've only got 60-round drums, so we are going to run out of ammo pretty quickly, try and just take down zombies regularly. But in the Tier 2 zone, the gun's definitely going to be usable. I mean, it's not the strongest gun in the world, but it's definitely usable in the Tier 2 zone if you wanted to use it in the Tier 2 zone without any upgrades. But let's just go ahead and Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch it, see what difference that's going to make. Find some more Tier 2 zombies, and then we can really test the gun. Okay, so there's some here. Let's see what we can do. A couple headshots. Really not going to take us too long to get through the zombies' health, to be honest. Just Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. It's going to do really nice damage to the Tier 2 zombies, which is really, really nice. It's a very strong gun, to be honest, for just Tier 2, for just the Tier 2 zone at Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. It feels very strong so far. And that's really exciting me to get into that Tier 3 zone with it, see what sort of damage it's going to do in the Tier 3 zone, and maybe even the new Dark Aether zone if I do get time. I'll tell you what, let's Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch it, and let's take on this Disciple and see how quickly we can drop a Disciple in the Tier 2 zone with this Striker 9. Really isn't going to take us too long to drop that there, and then the rest of the zombies should basically just get dropped pretty much instantly now. We've got Tier 1 zombies in here for some reason, but even the Tier 2 zombies are just going to get absolutely ripped through now that it's at Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch. It feels very strong. It feels really, really nice in Tier 2 zone now, especially at Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch. And as you saw, we managed to drop that Disciple nice and quickly as well. So let's not mess any more time. We've already taken down a boss in the Tier 2 zone. Let's go ahead and get straight into that Tier 3 zone and see what sort of damage we can do over there. So as always, I'll test the gun at Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch. If it doesn't work too well, we'll go straight to a Legendary Aether tool. And if that still doesn't work well, we'll go ahead and chuck on the Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch Crystal. But I think a Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch with a Legendary Aether tool on is definitely going to be enough for this gun in the Tier 3 zone, if I'm totally honest. But here we have got some Tier 3 zombies rolling through. Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch, remember, not the strongest gun in the world. Definitely needs a little bit of an upgrade. So we are going to go ahead and chuck that Legendary Aether tool on, because at Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch, as you can see, it was getting through the zombies, but it wasn't anything special. It wasn't too fast. And putting that Legendary Aether tool on just makes such a big difference to the damage your guns are going to do. So with a Legendary Aether tool and a Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch, it looks like it's going to be able to take care of Tier 3 zombies without too many issues, to be totally honest. It looks like it's definitely be able to clean up some of these zombies. So we'll mess around with it for a little bit, just like this. And then, of course, we'll go ahead and Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch it, make it the best possible version of the gun that we can. Because, of course, that is what you guys want to know, what it's going to be like when it's fully maxed out. But, I mean, at Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch Legendary Aether tool, it's very strong already. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be like at Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch and just see how quickly it's going to get through these zombies, because it really doesn't seem to be struggling in the slightest at the moment with Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch and the Legendary Aether tool. Okay, so I'm also trying to help my teammate out here who is doing this new thing, as because I honestly just want to get another Legendary Aether tool and some Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch crystals out of these if I can, because it's just a great bit of loot to have at the end of the day. I mean, even just doing this with the Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch gun, it's definitely strong enough to just hold off zombies very, very easily in the Tier 3 zone. But I think what I'm going to do now is actually chuck it up to Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch, because then we can get a good idea of how much faster it's going to drop these zombies. And it looks like it's going to do a really good job at dropping the zombies as well. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to melt through zombies at Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch now, which is very, very nice and exactly what we wanted to see. Hopefully we do finish this contract up in just a moment's time, so we do get some good loot for it as well. That would be really, really ideal. We've also got a Disciple that's just pulled up, so let's see what sort of damage we can do to a Disciple if I've actually got some. Yeah, it'd be ideal if I actually had some ammo in the gun, but there we go. Managed to take it out with the rest of the people here. Okay, so even after all of that, we didn't even end up getting the loot at the end of it for some reason. I think the timer ran out because there was too many people there trying to do it. But let's just focus on some contracts for the rest of this game. Let's, again, try and find some more zombies that we can test out, again, at the Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch. There's a Disciple in front of me as well. Wouldn't be a bad little test for the gun. That Mangler and Disciple both just despawned right in front of my eyes, which isn't exactly the best thing. But you can see how quickly this is getting through those Tier 3 zombies now. It's absolutely rinsing through them with no problem whatsoever. There is a Mega Abomination just spawned right in front of me as well. See what sort of damage we could maybe do to a Mega Abomination if it's going to start looking at us. We do get a head popped already, which isn't bad. See if we can get another one gone pretty quickly. So his eyes have opened up. Let's see if we can get that next head popped, which we are going to be able to, just like so. And the Mega Abomination really does not have that much health left. Let's pop this down so we can stay away from some of the zombies. See if it's going to start paying a bit of attention to me here. It's like, my teammate's come along. He's probably going to do the rest, like a little bit of damage here. But we have got this Mega Abomination dropped very, very quickly, considering it was just me, myself, and I 2 seconds ago trying to take this thing down. Let's hit some critical shots if we can. Let's pop that, and that should be the end of the Mega Abomination, which it is. Absolutely wonderful. Like, that was a very, very impressively fast way of taking down a Mega Abomination, if I'm totally honest with you guys. It really, really didn't struggle in the slightest, to be honest. So far, the Striker just feels very, very strong in basically every aspect of the game so far. It really hasn't seemed to struggle in any element. There doesn't seem to be a certain area where it's weak. It seems to be good against the bosses. It seems to be good against the zombies. And so far, I'm very impressed with how this gun is playing out, if I'm totally honest with you guys. But even then, there's a Disciple over there. Let's see what we can do to a Disciple. A little bit of head pop. But we actually dropped that Disciple pretty quickly. I'll take that self-revive, and that is about all the good loot we're getting out of that. But there's a horde of zombies here. No problem for the Striker. Easily get through those. I mean, that dog did come along and help me. But the Striker is just a very strong gun. It genuinely is a very, very nice gun to use. There's a Disciple here. Again, we can test it on the Disciple. See what sort of damage we're going to do. And that's the Disciple down already. You can just see how strong this gun is. It is a very, very strong, powerful SMG that I didn't realize was going to be this good in game. I'm not going to lie. But even Mimics pulling up, what sort of damage can we do to a Mimic, as well as the zombies around? That's the Mimic gone. Let's get rid of this zombie as well. We just, yeah, really, really nice damage on this Striker. Very, very nice damage. Easy gun to use as well. It's got like no recoil. It's a very strong gun. It's a very powerful gun. It takes down bosses. It takes down zombies. It's got a bit of everything about it, and that's what's really, really nice about this Striker, is the fact you can basically take down whatever you want to take down with it. As you've seen, we've already taken down a Mega Abomination. It didn't take us long to drop a Mega Abomination either. We've managed to take down zombies, hordes of zombies. Whatever we've come up against so far with this Striker has been absolutely destroyed as of so far. I mean, even here where I'm trying to get to the buy station to buy myself a large backpack, we've just managed to drop all the zombies that are around. It's just a very, very nice gun all round. Like, it just is a really, really good gun. I mean, even a Mimic's going to spawn in, already down to half health. It can drag me in, and we will finish that Mimic off. Like, this is what I mean. The gun is powerful against absolutely everything within this game. I mean, realistically, I've not even been in the tier 3 zone that long, and we have managed to prove just how good this gun is very quickly, which is actually quite rare with some of these guns. Some of the guns you really have to take a little while to, like, work out the best way of doing it, you know, take down some of the boss zombies, build it up. We started with a Mega Abomination, and it just straight away dropped the Mega Abomination. Like, that's just how good this gun is. You don't even need to mess around with some of the other stuff. You can go straight into a Mega Abomination fight, drop that Mega Abomination, and that just shows you guys how good the gun is off the rip. And then you can see I've taken down Disciples, Mimics, Manglers, everything else and in between, and it's still just ridiculously powerful. It's just a very, very solid gun all round. It's an easy gun to use, as I keep saying. It's got like no recoil, really good damage profile. I'm not even going to touch my analog stick and just shoot. It does slowly go up a little bit, but I mean, if you've got the most basic recoil control, you're going to be able to use this gun. And if you can hit your critical shots, you are going to drop these zombies so fast. And to be fair, it looks like it's even got a decent little bit of damage range on it, if I'm totally honest. Like, you can kill the zombies from a little bit further away than what you could with some other SMGs. But there's a Disciple there. I'm actually being shot at by a Mega Abomination from somewhere. Let me see if I can do some damage to its head while it's still open. Done a little bit of damage there. I mean, we could probably get a head pop there on that Mega Abomination, which is exactly what happened. Carry on getting them critical shots in as and where we can. But again, the health of the Mega Abomination, I know I've got like maybe 1 or 2 other people shooting at it this time, but the health of the Mega Abomination is just getting dropped, and there it goes, already gone down. Like, this Striker is just very, very solid. Like, I can't recommend you guys try this gun out more than I already can right now, because it just is a very, very solid gun that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. Probably one of the better SMGs in the game as of right now, to be honest, after its recent buff. Genuinely feels like it could be one of the strongest SMGs in the game as of right now. But I mean, I'm genuinely shocked at how good this gun actually is. Like, it just does all the damage you'd want it to do. It's good against bosses. It's good against normal zombies. It is quite literally just good against basically everything within the game, which isn't the case with a lot of guns. You'd be surprised how some guns are good against zombies, not so great against bosses, or they're good against bosses, not so great against zombies, whereas this gun just genuinely seems to be good against absolutely everything that you do come up against. I mean, you can even see just how quick Manglers and stuff like that get dropped. Like, the gun is just very, very solid all round. I'm a massive fan of it, to be totally honest. And I think the only test is going to be to go to the new Dark Aether Zone if we can get there. If I can get there, of course, I'll test it there. If not, it's not the end of the world. But I didn't bring any sigils because my backpack wasn't big enough at the start of the game. So if my team have got sigils, we'll do it. If not, it's not the end of the world. We just won't be able to go in this game. But as we all know, the Dark Aether Zone really isn't that different to the Tier 3 zone. So, you know, if the gun's good in Tier 3, there's a very good chance it's going to be good in the Dark Aether Zone. And that just seems to be the way with all the guns. But I definitely wouldn't mind a bounty contract right about now, just to see how we can get on with a bounty contract, you know, against a high value target, see what sort of damage we can do there. But yeah, guys, I've got to run out in just a moment to get my hair cut, so I am not going to be able to have time to go to the Dark Aether Zone, unfortunately, even if my teammates do have sigils. But we have been able to see just how good this striker is. It is absolutely insane. But I'm going to chuck the build that I'm using on this striker up on screen right now, so you can go ahead and just copy the exact same class that I'm using. You know it's going to be powerful. You know it's going to be good, doing good damage to the bosses and the regular zombies within this game. And overall, guys, I really do recommend you guys give this gun a try if you haven't already. It's got a nice buff. It is a really, really nice gun to use. Like I said, it's good against zombies, bosses, Mega Abomination. Doesn't matter what you're coming up against. It is a really, really good class, guys. So I definitely recommend you do go and try it out. I'm sorry we can't go to the Dark Aether Zone within this game. That is a bit unfortunate. But like I said, the Dark Aether Zone isn't too dissimilar to the Tier 3 zone. So if a gun's good in Tier 3, there's a very strong chance it's going to be good in the Dark Aether Zone as well. But thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of today's video. And let me know what you think to this striker in the comments below. Are you going to go ahead and try it out? I'd be very, very interested to see what you guys are going to do or not do. And if you have enjoyed today's video, then be sure to check out the rest of the channel where there's a whole bunch of zombies content that I think you guys will really, really enjoy. And if you do go on to enjoy the rest of the videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel notifications to turn on to miss any more videos on the channel. Like I said, if you have enjoyed it, please do smash a thumbs up, as it helps me out way more than you can ever imagine. It helps push the videos out into YouTube's algorithm a little bit more. So if you guys can do that, that would be absolutely amazing. And if you do want to become a member to the channel, you can do so by clicking the join button next to subscribe, but don't feel like you have to do that. But I appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end of today's video, and I'll catch you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.